love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to the 2024 Franklin and Marshall Commencement. President Altmann, F&M trustees, honorees, administration, faculty, alumni, graduates, family, and friends. We gather today in the homeland of Native peoples whose history is integral to our past and present, but long denied. In addition to the Susquehannock who lived here in the 17th century, this land was home to the Lenape, Nanticoke, Piscataway, Seneca and Haudenosaunee Confederacy, Shawnee, and others throughout the millennia. We acknowledge that Franklin and Marshall College's presence here is a direct legacy of settler colonialism. As a college community, we commit ourselves to the ongoing work of acknowledging and respecting those who came before us on these lands and to act collectively to support Native communities. Director of Faith and Meaning, Dr. Joseph Pritchett, will now present the ceremony invocation.
As we come together to celebrate the graduating class of 2024, let us commit to being fully present to this moment, bringing our full awareness to all that we are experiencing here and now together. Let us give thanks for all that brought us here today, our many triumphs, accomplishments, and joyful moments, along with the difficulties and struggles that shaped us. Let us be grateful for it all. Let us have gratitude for all the days behind us that made this day possible, for today and what this day represents, and gratitude for whatever we might receive in the days to come. May the words of all who speak here today uplift our graduates, their families and friends, and may our graduates leave here with whatever it is they may need for the journey ahead. Could you please all rise for the singing of the National Anthem, performed by graduate Julia Homer, along with Commencement Wind Ensemble, conducted by graduate Yasmin Nicholas.
Please be seated. Welcome, class of 2024, parents, families, friends, and mentors. Today marks the moment that you have all been waiting for. I am Eric Knoll, an F&M alum of the class of '83 and a parent of the class of 2009, and I'm honored to be chair of the Board of Trustees. It is my great privilege and honor to welcome you on behalf of the Franklin and Marshall College to the 237th Commencement Ceremony. Commencement marks the beginning or the start of something new, a long-standing and distinctive feature of the academic tradition. Commencement is an annual ceremony that pays tribute to students who have fulfilled the degree requirements set forth by an institution in order to graduate. Today, we celebrate the members of the class of 2024 as they mark this incredible achievement. The program will introduce our graduates to the next chapter of their F&M journey as they become members of the Franklin and Marshall Alumni Association. We will also honor outstanding members of the Franklin and Marshall faculty who have shown exceptional dedication to academics by presenting the annual Franklin and Marshall Faculty Awards. Remarks will be shared by distinguished individuals, including our president, Barbara K. Altmann, and honorary degree recipient and alumnus, Jason Cohn, class of 1999. One of our distinguished graduates will be officially presented with the highest honor a student can receive at Franklin and Marshall, the Henry S. Williamson Award Medal, in recognition of their outstanding character, leadership, and scholarship. Lastly, we will honor every graduating member of the class of 2024 with the presentation of degree candidates and the announcement of every graduate's name. Class of 2024, enjoy this moment. This ceremony is a formal recognition of your accomplishments and an opportunity to express gratitude for all of those who have contributed to your success. We applaud you for your perseverance, your adaptability, and your courage, and celebrate this outstanding achievement with you. F&M is proud to call you our alumni. To formally introduce you as members of the F&M Alumni Association, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome alumna and president of the Alumni Association Board, Liz Fuller-Smith, class of 1987, to pass the Franklin and Marshall Alumni Century Torch. Liz?
As president of the Alumni Association Board, I, Liz Fuller-Smith, class of 1987, call Genesis Familia, president of the class of 2024, to come forward. What I'm about to do now is the highest honor of my office and the continuation of a great tradition. The passing of the torch from the Alumni Association to the class that is about to join our ranks, signifying the spirit of the college motto, Lux Lex. Lux Lex are the Latin words for light and law. They symbolize beliefs that guided the founders of Franklin and Marshall College, the light of knowledge to explore and search for truth, and the rule of law, which signifies the responsibility of the individual in achieving an orderly society. At nearly every commencement since 1924, the torch has been passed from an alumnus to a representative of the graduating class. You, our newest class of alumni, carry this torch into the future. Genesis, I'm pleased to present you with the Century Alumni Torch. In honor of the class of 2024 and an acknowledgement of your formal entrance into the Alumni Association of Franklin and Marshall College. The mission of the Alumni Association is to advance the welfare of Franklin and Marshall College. As F&M alumni, we are called to be more than graduates. We are lifelong learners and leaders at all levels. Mentors and networkers, volunteers, donors, cheerleaders, and ambassadors. We build bridges, lead initiatives, and encourage students. We are champions for the liberal arts, 29,000 strong and growing. When we connect with our global network, we foster the personal and professional connections that contribute to fulfilling lives. When we take pride in our alma mater, we build upon its outstanding reputation and inspire others to follow in our footsteps. And when we lend our support to the college's mission, we lift up the next generation of leaders who will join us in shaping a better future. Class of 2024, we welcome you into our ranks and pass on to you our highest expectations for a lifelong commitment to Franklin and Marshall. We are F&M alumni. We are diplomats forever.
Thank you, Liz, and thank you to the Alumni Association for continuing to advance the welfare of F&M by fostering and strengthening connections among students, alumni, and the entire F&M community. As senior class president, I, Genesis Familia, proudly accept the Century Alumni Torch on behalf of all members of the class of 2024. Together, we pledge to uphold the legacy of lifelong learning and promote the value of a liberal arts education. We pledge to create great pride in our alma mater and to inspire others to support the college's mission. In short, we pledge our commitment to F&M as diplomats forever. To my fellow graduates, as we step into the world beyond these campus walls, let's embrace every challenge as an opportunity to showcase the resilience, creativity, and tenacity instilled in us by F&M. Let's fearlessly pursue our dreams, knowing that our diplomat spirit will guide us to success. Congratulations, class of 2024. It is my honor and privilege to welcome F&M President Barbara K. Altmann.
Class of 2024, good morning. Oh, let's do it again. Good morning. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Welcome to everyone in the hall and everyone watching remotely. In a few words, as we launch this morning's rituals, all of us here in the hall today, and those with us from afar across the world, want to send you off with a dignified, loving, celebratory ceremony that gives you a moment and a space to reflect on the 4 years you have lived as F&M students, both individually and as a cohort. We want to recognize you as resilient, as achievers, as creators. You are known to some as the COVID generation. You were deprived of a high school graduation and thrown into what one of your classmates called, quote, the distant and despondent spaces of college, where the word remote described not only a mode of learning, but also your social and affective lives. You started your F&M years living in a kind of limbo, and yet, despite that start, you flourished. Learning from every hardship and every opportunity, you've made it work. And that, my young friends, is worth celebrating. That is well worth a fulsome round of applause. There will be many rounds of applause. I wanted to sneak one in right there. A great metaphor for your accomplishment is the medieval notion of alchemy, which means transforming something of little value into something precious. A parent told me recently how she recalls the drop-off in August 2020 when families were not allowed to help their students move in. She said, "It felt like we pushed him out of the car at 10 miles per hour at the door, threw his bags out behind him, and headed home." But you, after settling into your rooms alone, whether here on campus or in other parts of the world, you brought about a miracle. Through masks and hand sanitizers and social distancing, in countless Zoom classes and appointments, you worked in 2 dimensions and in isolation, and you still found a way to discover one another and yourselves. You created the miracle of community. You somehow forged a quick, close, forever bond in spite of, and perhaps because of, your often bewildering circumstances. When you came back together in fall 2021 for your sophomore year, you brought with you a precious commodity. You brought real joy. Joy to be back, joy to be together, and that joy leavened your learning. It became the accelerator. Out of distance, you created engagement, friendship, and commitment. After sterile conditions of learning and living, you dug into every in-person, real-life experience available once the world began to reopen, and you threw yourself headlong into living fully. It turns out that you are alchemists, turning alienation into kinship, transforming privation into possibility, forging leadership from early loss. My charge to you, dear graduates, is simple. Do not lose that joy. Make sure you keep living and learning in 3 dimensions and beyond. You are a class of doers, a class we are intensely proud of, and a class that is very dear to my heart. I will be watching you with great admiration and great interest as you soar. Congratulations. We are pleased to announce the distinguished F&M faculty members who have been selected for the annual Faculty Award honors. I invite my colleague, Interim Provost and Dean of the Faculty, Mary Osirum, to introduce this year's recipients. Mary?
Thank you, Barbara. Good morning, everyone. Colleagues, honorees, graduates, families, and friends. We use the occasion of commencement to reaffirm the college's dedication to inclusive teaching and learning and commitment to scientific and humanistic inquiry. It is fitting, therefore, to honor members of the faculty who exemplify those values. I would like to present 3 faculty awards. The Lindbacht Distinguished Teaching Award, the Bradley R. Dewey Scholarship Award, and the F&M Distinguished Service Award. For each award recognition, I will introduce the recipient and show a short video followed by the presentation of their faculty award citation. I invite Dr. Scott Lerner, Arthur and Catherine Shattuck Humanities Professor of French and Italian, to come forward for the 2024 Lindbacht Distinguished Teaching Award.
I see teaching, I see education as a service. It's such a privilege to be able to have these years with students before they go off and live the rest of their lives and help them shape themselves and grow into themselves, and then leave here and become the people they're going to become. In the last couple of years, we have started teaching something called a reacting to the past game. It's a historical simulation, and I think that's kind of a metaphor for the program in general. We want them to sort of forget a little bit about the fact that they're working in a foreign language and get so involved in it that they really have a stake in it. I love this scholarship, and it certainly feeds my teaching, sometimes in a very direct way. But there's a kind of loneliness to the life of a writer and a scholar that is marvelously well balanced by being in a classroom or around a table with students. It's not just about the content of what we're studying. These are opportunities to grow. It's really just pure pleasure, the privilege to be able to work with someone who's 21 years old and to read these texts one-on-one, even though I've done it before. There's a kind of magic to it.
Oh my goodness. Scott Lerner, it is my pleasure to present you with the Lindbacht Distinguished Teaching Award, the highest faculty award for teaching given annually to an F&M faculty member and funded by a grant from the Christian R. and Mary F. Lindbacht Foundation in Philadelphia. Oh, congrats. The Bradley R. Dewey Scholarship Award is given to a faculty member who best exemplifies this ideal of the scholar, whose research efforts reflect and inspire excellence and enlightened teaching. I invite John Modern, Arthur and Catherine Shattuck Humanities Professor of Religious Studies, to come forward for the Bradley R. Dewey Scholarship Award. John Modern, it is my pleasure to present you with the Bradley R. Dewey Scholarship Award. Lisa Gasparoni, Professor of French, please come forward to receive the F&M Distinguished Faculty Service Award.
Storytelling is absolutely foundational to the human experience. We are a storytelling species, so we understand the world by creating narratives about it. At the end of Les Miserables, he's buried in an unmarked grave, and there's a little inscription on the grave, which over time gets erased. I've always loved that image. Any lasting effect that my work at the college may have probably lies with the students themselves. And I don't think you can measure the value of what we do immediately. It's a collective legacy of a liberal education that will manifest itself over, decades of these students acting in the world. And what I hope more than anything is that we remain dedicated to fostering certain habits of mind and heart that students carry with them. I feel deeply fond of Franklin Marshall, and there's a lot of my heart and soul in this place. It's been a very rich and fulfilling career.
The F&M Distinguished Faculty Service Award recognizes a faculty member whose leadership in the area of service has had a positive impact on the quality of campus life through leadership of a department or interdisciplinary program and service on committees and task forces. Lisa Gasparoni, it is my pleasure to present you the F&M Distinguished Faculty Service Award. Thank you, faculty awardees, for your continued dedication to F&M and to our students. I encourage all of you to read the full citations for each of these extraordinary individuals available in the online commencement program. Let us give them another round of applause. I now welcome President Altmann for the introduction of our honorary degrees.
Honorary degrees. Since the 15th century, European universities have awarded honorary degrees or degrees honoris causa, Latin meaning for the sake of honor, to give academic recognition to recipients who may otherwise not have met the usual requirements, but whose career or life achievements warrant acknowledgement and appreciation. F&M has upheld the long-standing practice of awarding honorary degrees since as early as the late 1800s to individuals who embody the intellectual, cultural, and admirable values of our institution. Presented at commencement, the presence of these recipients serves as a source of guidance and motivation for students, allowing them to witness excellence and distinction firsthand. As is our custom, we will introduce each candidate with a short video, followed by the reading of an abbreviated form of their citation. I invite you to look at the full citation, which can be found on the online commencement program and on our website. It is now my pleasure to present Madeline Anderson with the Doctorate of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa, and I invite you to watch the video first.
I am a black female that grew up in poverty, who worked hard for two reasons. One was to change the image of my people from the Hollywood stereotype. And two was to get in the struggle. That was my life. I was a filmmaker and an activist. My parents migrated to Lancaster when I was 3 years old. We lived in the 7th Ward, where people of color were segregated to. You've heard people say it takes a village. We were taught in the community to seek education, because education was the way that we were going to improve our lives. I had a great imagination and curiosity. I wanted to make films. And the way that you entered the industry was to know someone or be related to someone. People say, oh yeah, well, if you work hard, you can be anything you want to be. There's some truth in that. I want us to keep the struggle going because we're almost there. Yes, we have made great strides. If we don't know who we are, who our ancestors were, what they did, that's starting from scratch. We don't need to start from scratch anymore. Know your history. Everything that we have now is because we struggled to get it. Appreciate that struggle, encompass that struggle, and become a part of the struggle that is now needed to go forward for all of us. If you can't be yourself, don't be anybody. That always stuck in my mind, be yourself. That's very powerful.
Madeline Anderson is widely credited as the first Black woman to produce and direct a TV documentary. Her landmark documentary, Integration Report 1, televised in 1960, chronicled the events leading to the first attempt at a civil rights march on Washington, D.C. Her next film, I Am Somebody, from 1970, told the story of African-American women hospital workers in Charleston, South Carolina, who went on strike to demand fair pay and unionization. She enjoyed a long career in public television, helping to create such cultural touchstones as Sesame Street and the Electric Company for Children's Television Workshop. She is a member of the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame. She was born in southeastern Lancaster City's 7th Ward and graduated from J.P. McCaskey High School in 1945. Today, she lives in Brooklyn and at 96 years old is directing and editing I'm Still Standing, a feature documentary about her life as a filmmaker, media pioneer, and activist. Madeline Anderson, for your pioneering work in producing documentaries and educational programs that inform and entertain, for amazing determination in pursuing your dream of becoming a filmmaker even when you were discouraged from doing so, and for your selfless commitment to supporting succeeding generations of Black producers, directors, and journalists, Franklin and Marshall College bestows upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters.
Laura, I need you one more moment, just because we have to say the official words, okay? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Franklin and Marshall College, I confer upon Madeline Anderson the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa, with all the rights and privileges that pertain thereto. In witness of this degree, I have handed to Laura Carter, her daughter, on behalf of Madeline Anderson, this diploma, and I cause Madeline Anderson to be vested with the insignia. Madeline has offered acceptance words and remarks for the class of '24, and we will take a moment to watch that video.
Thank you for coming here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. Time is the arbiter of our lives, and God's amazing grace has given President Altmann this time to bestow upon me this prestigious and most appreciated award for my contribution to film and television. Class of '24, you have taken the time to be trained and knowledgeable for your journey to success. Remember, when you succeed, help others who are less fortunate, and your life will be amazing.
I now call forward Jason Cohn, class of 1999, candidate for Doctorate of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa.
This world is not made through domination of ideas, it's made through compromise. I learned from a very young age that I had a lot of privilege. As I grew older, I understood that it wasn't just a question of means, it was a question of also the systems had been designed for me to be successful. I just knew that I wanted to be on a path that was consequential and that was leveraging my privilege for something bigger than myself. The notion that you will know exactly how your life will play out, every step you're going to have to take, is not reality. What makes life interesting is the not knowing, being confronted with choices and accepting the choices you make. Things are going to happen in your life. It's not going to be entirely clear why they're happening in that moment. Why those things happen will reveal themselves later. Key thing is to just keep driving, keep pushing forward, look into the horizon. For me, leadership has always been defined as being willing to take a risk for something you believe in. We're not always ready for the risks we may have to take in life. It's like a muscle, it only gets stronger when you strain it. Comfort is just getting closer to death. I really hope that whenever my work is done, that it will have made the places that I've interacted with better. It will have lifted and sort of helped people where systems have been designed in opposition to their success. Most of all, that my family is proud and that they understand whatever sacrifices I've asked them to make, that was consequential, that was for something bigger.
Jason Cohn is the Chief Public Policy Officer of Robin Hood, New York City's largest anti-poverty philanthropic organization, overseeing a $12 million grant-making portfolio addressing child poverty, affordable housing, child care, criminal justice, and tax policy reform. He graduated from Franklin and Marshall in 1999 with a joint major in biology and government, and is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and an internationally recognized speaker and writer on global humanitarian issues. Prior to his work at Robin Hood, he spent 15 years at Doctors Without Borders USA, completing his tenure there as its US Executive Director. He led international communications and policy advocacy campaigns on numerous issues and was Doctors Without Borders USA Chief Liaison and negotiator with the Obama and Trump administrations on issues ranging from global health and counterterrorism to protection of healthcare in conflict zones. After the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, he was among the founders of Blue Check Ukraine, which has given more than $4.2 million to Ukrainian organizations that provide emergency humanitarian aid. Jason Cohn, for your selfless, hands-on approach to leadership, for your continued commitment to fighting poverty in New York City, and for your decades of determination in responding to complex humanitarian crises around the world, Franklin and Marshall College bestows upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
Jason Cohn, it gives me great pleasure, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Franklin and Marshall College, to confer upon you now the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa, with all the rights and privileges that pertain thereto. In witness of this degree, I hand you, Jason Cohn, this diploma, and I cause you to be vested with the insignia. Jason, on behalf of the college, I welcome you to address the class of 2024.
Thank you, President Altmann and the Board of Trustees, for this honorary doctorate and the opportunity to address the 237th graduating class of Franklin and Marshall. I am so grateful to share this honor with Dr. Madeline Anderson, who continues to live a life of purpose and trailblaze in her 96th year. Laura, your mother's life is an inspiration, a true testament to all the mothers here today. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And to you, class of 2024, for the privilege of addressing you on this momentous occasion in your journey. Your time at F&M has been bookended by uncertainty, the onset of a global pandemic and tensions today on campuses. Yet here you are, strong and resilient, on the cusp of the next leg in your journey, a class more diverse than in any other in this academic institution's history. You represent progress by your presence in this place and the achievement and contributions you've already made. 25 years ago, almost to this very day, I sat where you sit today. I must confess, I was a mediocre student at best at F&M. So mediocre that I was just tempted to bolt from this very stage with this doctorate, but I trust President Altmann that you've had access to my transcripts. And this isn't some elaborate ruse meant to even the score on some of the shenanigans that I may or may not have been involved in the late 90s on this very campus. But I digress. My point is that you may be sitting here today, unsure of the path ahead. Rest assured, I had no idea what I would do next as I sat where you are. No job secured, no graduate program lined up. I only knew that there was a young woman named Christy Del Rey Way that I wanted to spend that uncertain future with, and that she believed in me much more than I believed in myself at that very moment. And that betting on her and the life that we would have remains the best outcome of my experience at F&M. Whenever I doubted myself, she pushed and pushes me forward, like when I thought I was hopelessly underqualified to apply for my first job at Doctors Without Borders. I'm grateful every day for our life together, Christy. I would not be standing here without your love and support. Even before I entered F&M, I had understood from a young age that I was incredibly privileged. My parents, Jeff and Karen, who are both here today and are also celebrating their 50th anniversary from graduating from F&M. They taught me about the responsibility of privilege through exposing me to new cultures and people living in Japan and traveling throughout Asia and other parts of the world. My mother pursuing her ambitions in a male-dominated technology industry and showing a different, more inclusive way of leading. My father working for an all-Japanese firm and learning as much as he could of the language and the culture along the way. They wanted to help me be comfortable moving through different worlds. My worldview was also intensely influenced by my grandparents, Seymour and Audrey Topping, lifelong journalists, both scouring the planet to tell stories, seek truth, and bridge different worlds through words and pictures. And thanks to my professors here at F&M, Professor Susan Dicklick Nelson, Professor Carla Willard, Professor Carrie Whiteside, just to name a few, I also understood at a very deep intellectual level how systems were intentionally built in a way that would allow me to flourish in our society and was designed to stand in the way of others. I understood that the color of my skin afforded me privileges both mundane and profound that were meant to be out of reach from my Black and Latino childhood friends. So sitting where you are today, I did not know exactly what I wanted to do, only that I wanted to do something meaningful. President Altmann charged me with sharing some of my journey from F&M, including all the challenges and achievements, setbacks, and successes along the way. It's a journey that took me to the top of my profession before I had turned 38 and radically altered my understanding of what it is required to be a leader amidst the uncertainty of our world. As you just heard in the film, the definition of leadership that feels the most inclusive to me is this: leadership is taking risk for something you believe in. That's a definition without a qualifier. What do you believe in? What are you willing to risk for it? So I want to share with you what I believe are three critical components of leadership: healing, listening, and questioning. The order is important. As a class, you are unbelievably impressive, resilient, some might argue unbreakable. You have all overcome something to reach this point, this moment. The truth is that you are unbreakable because you are already broken in some way. From the moment we enter this world, we start breaking. Society tells us all the ways in which we shouldn't accept that, and unfortunately, sometimes you need to be utterly shattered to find the path to healing. I realized that with the unexpected passing of my father-in-law, Bernard Del Rey, in June 2018. An accountant and business owner on Staten Island, he taught me many life lessons about humility, devotion to family, but mostly about listening, deep, active listening. His loss was absolutely jarring to me. I would resign from Doctors Without Borders less than 6 months later. I left a job that had given me so much purpose, so as not to miss another wedding, another performance, or a game. I tried to heal from what had been 15 years of intense, grinding work. I went from leaving at a moment's notice to places like South Sudan and Lebanon, to suffering from debilitating anxiety and barely being able to muster the courage to leave my front porch. I found my way back, though, with the support of Christy, our family and friends, learned how to laugh again from our children, Annabella and Leo, and get lost again in simple pleasures. And also with the help of a therapist who had spent the preceding decade patching me up mentally to keep going, until that final straw broke that June morning when my father-in-law suddenly passed. Stopping, it gave me the opportunity to process things. The next job I took was with Wes Moore, now governor of Maryland, to head up advocacy at the Robin Hood Foundation. It's giving me the chance to fight the systems that I know failed so many of my friends growing up. Through the healing process, I realized that breaking is living, and that it's not only through the breaking that we can start healing. And it is through accepting our own fragility and confronting the need for healing that we find our purpose, or we find it again. I put healing first on the list because to lead, we have to care for ourselves daily before we're ready to care for others and to lead. That brings me to the next point, listening. We live in the loudest moment. There's no space to hear each other. Seeing and hearing others doesn't mean we have to accept the other side's arguments or beliefs. But there is power in listening, and leading requires it. I learned that in one of the most difficult experiences of my life. In the early summer of 2016, a Doctors Without Borders colleague, Dr. John Lawrence, and I drove down a long and winding road in the hills of Prescott, Arizona, heading to the home of Carl and Martha Mueller. Their daughter, whom I'd never met in person, had been kidnapped in the August of 2013 after leaving a Doctors Without Borders hospital in Syria. She didn't work for us and had appeared unexpectedly at our hospital. We had 5 of our other staff who had also been kidnapped by the Islamic State and were held for a time with Kayla in Syria. The organization felt that it could negotiate on her behalf out of fear that that would pull us into other negotiations for the release of other hostages in other places, and that would put our staff at risk in countless other dangerous places. Unfortunately, in February of 2015, Kayla was killed when a bomb struck the location where she was being held captive. I was traveling to the Mueller home that summer day to try and answer their questions. After exchanging pleasantries, Carl screamed at us, unleashing an unimaginable amount of pain that had been bottled up for so long. I couldn't blame him as a father. Martha, in her quiet voice, deposed me with pointed questions. Their pastor, who had supported the family throughout the terrible ordeal, questioned our morality. It was awful. So we sat and we listened to their pain. We sat and we listened. Then I asked if they could tell us more about Kayla, about whom she was in life. We walked back to Kayla's bedroom. I sat on her bed. Martha showed me her journals, her photographs. Then we drove to a playground that was being named after Kayla. I went on the swings with Martha, listened to her talk about what that place would have meant to Kayla. As the light began to dim, we returned to their home, and I said to Carl and Martha that we wanted to find a way to remember Kayla, to memorialize her spirit. And I gave them my cell phone to call me at any time. 4 months later, I received a call. It was Carl and Martha. They wanted to donate almost every cent of the donations they had received, $120,000, to Doctors Without Borders, to create an endowment in Kayla's memory. I was speechless. I could barely breathe, let alone respond to them. How could these people who had lost so much move from such anger and pain to this act of generosity? Martha said, "It's what Kayla would have wanted." Martha gave me a coin with Kayla's picture on it. I carry it with me everywhere I go. It's right here with me right now. It's a reminder that healing starts with listening to ourselves and others. Questioning. Yet listening doesn't mean we aren't left with very difficult questions. You've been tested day in and day out by your professors here at Franklin and Marshall to learn not only the answers to questions, but more importantly, what are the right questions. I faced incredibly difficult questions early in the morning in October 2015 in a coffee shop in Tokyo when I received a call from one of my colleagues. Questions that would make me doubt my devotion to my own country. A Doctors Without Borders hospital in Kunduz, Afghanistan had been bombed. Dozens of my Afghan colleagues and patients had been killed and injured. It was an American plane that had dropped the bombs. I'd spent more than a year with my colleagues negotiating with senior military leaders in the US government about questions like, who's afforded protection in a war? Exactly a year after the bombing, the Pentagon released what they called the Statement of Principles, reaffirming its commitments to the laws of war. It was a critical milestone to prevent a future attack on a hospital. A year later, I was called back to the Pentagon to meet with the Secretary of Defense. As I stepped into the room, I saw a face I had not seen for at least 15 years. Marine Lieutenant Colonel John Cherry, my Pi Lambda Phi brother, my rugby teammate. After graduation, he had went into the Marines, become a JAG lawyer, and had completed deployments in Afghanistan and Guantanamo. He looked like the same young man I had gone to war with before we really knew what war was like on the fields at Baker campus. It turned out that John was serving as the deputy legal counsel for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He had been leading the Pentagon lawyers behind the scenes, negotiating the drafting of that very document, the Statement of Principles. Unbeknownst to me, someone that I had revered and admired and dedicated his entire adult life to defending that very same country that I had questioned my devotion for, was on the other side of that moral and ethical struggle that I had been wrestling with. It was a reminder that we will find people, sometimes that we love and admire, on the other side of the most profound questions in our lives. And struggling with those questions is also part of leadership. Now to the leading. Healing, listening, and questioning is what prepares us to lead. Why is leadership so important? Leadership, or the absence of it, has defined some of the most seminal and challenging events that I've had to witness. I saw it both its presence and its absence, most shockingly and inspiringly, in the response to the West African Ebola epidemic in the summer of 2014. Doctors and nurses were forced to turn patients away in Liberia and other countries, and governments were cutting off West Africa. That Labor Day, after celebrating our son's Leo's 6th birthday, I joined our international president, Dr. Joanne Liu, at our office in Manhattan. She had just returned from West Africa. We were preparing her for a speech before the emergency session of the United Nations the next day. As we debated what to say, Joanne started receiving calls from UN leaders and top diplomats. All were concerned. What would she say, and who would she lay blame on? I couldn't reconcile why these people, who had accumulated so much power and authority, weren't ready to use it. So we wrote the words to the speech. The clock is ticking and Ebola is winning. The time for meetings and planning is over. It's now time to act. Within days, the Obama administration and other governments would mobilize resources into the region. The outbreak would take thousands of lives, but also represent some of the best kinds of leadership. Liberians risking everything to help each other, people coming from around the world to help them. Often we are waiting for leaders, waiting for them to tell us what to do. They're put on pedestals, magazine covers, TikToks. But movements for change are made through anonymous acts of leadership. Leadership is personal. In class of 2024, don't let anyone but yourself define it for you. For me, leadership at one time was going to some of the most dangerous places on earth. At another time, it was finally stepping off that front porch. As I sat where you are 25 years ago, I had no idea what the journey held for me, the challenges I would face, the joys and the losses, but it was a journey that led me to where I am today, with a renewed sense of purpose, with the knowledge that leadership doesn't require losing oneself for the mission. Quite the opposite, it requires finding ourselves. Now, class of 2024, just imagine what you can accomplish if some frat brother who struggled to make it through Professor Dicklich's comparative politics class can get through all of that and be up here right now. Leading every day in small and big ways prepares us to lead in the most difficult moments in our lives. A pandemic stole your last graduation and the earliest days of your college experience. Your presence here today is a subversive act. You persevered, you are fighters, you are leaders. The world needs all of your unbridled and untapped potential. So heal, listen, question, and most of all, lead. There is nothing you can't accomplish. Congratulations on your graduation from F&M. I look forward to following you into tomorrow.
Friends, families, graduates, faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, I am Drew Stelgis, the Vice President for Student Affairs, and I have the distinct pleasure to recognize one remarkable student from the class of 2024. The Williamson Medal is the highest student award presented each year at Franklin and Marshall's commencement. It's given to the member of the graduating class who has, during his or her senior year, reached the highest standard in character, leadership, and scholarship. The medal was endowed by Moon Jr. in memory of former trustee Henry S. Williamson, and it has been presented annually since 1922. This year, the Williamson Medal is awarded to Roxana Morrison Calder. As Roxy joins us on the stage, I tell you that she is from Philadelphia and graduates summa cum laude with a major in religious studies and a minor in Middle Eastern area studies. Roxy's faculty praise her for her thoughtful examination of complex moral and religious questions in her academic research. Her honors thesis, titled African American Islam and Secularism, explores these 20th century movements as they collide with the American secular imaginary. Her other research focused on the 19th century medical diagnosis of hysteria and its religious and medical contexts, as well as the Quaker prison reform movement of the 1800s. She earned a Marshall Grant in the summer of 2023 and used it to travel to Beirut, Lebanon, where she researched the intersection of religion, education, and wartime politics at the American University of Beirut. Roxy is familiar to many on campus as an admission tour guide, welcoming prospective students and their families to campus for the last 3 years. In 2022, she was a museum and library collections aide, working with faculty from Shad Fac Library and the Phillips Museum to organize and catalog large collections. She was also a student preceptor for the Islam in North America Connections course, advising and leading classroom discussions with first-year students. Roxy is active in Alpha Phi sorority, where she has been the new member educator and led chapter programming for the last 2 years. She is also a member of Phi Beta Kappa National Honor Society. In addition, she has earned several academic honors and awards at Franklin and Marshall, including the Barley Award in Religious Studies, the highest honor for a graduating senior in the department. She also has earned the Kahn Religious Studies Award for Best Research Paper. As part of a Franklin and Marshall class, Roxy has been a student teacher at Lancaster's McCaskey High School since September. She has been selected by the prestigious Teach for America Core program, where she will be joining more than 120 F&M alumni who have taught in the program over the last 3 decades. She will spend the next 2 years teaching English at a Philadelphia high school. Roxy, we salute you for your outstanding record of scholarship, your boundless intellectual curiosity, your thought-provoking academic research that deeply examines important questions, and your service to your fellow students and to the F&M community. These characteristics embody the college's ideal of cultivating the whole person through the development of intellect, character, and leadership. I invite you to accept this year's Williamson Medal as an expression of our tremendous pride and appreciation.
Roxy Calder, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Franklin and Marshall College, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, with all the rights and privileges that pertain thereto. In witness of this degree, I hand Roxana Morrison Calder this diploma, and I cause you to be vested with the insignia thereof.
I know I talk a lot in class and talk a lot in general, but this is a whole other ballgame, so bear with me. Thank you, Drew Stelgis, for your kind words. Thank you, President Altmann, members of the Board of Trustees and faculty, and distinguished alumni. And of course, thank you to my fellow students. I'm very humbled to stand here before you today. In fall 2020, I squinted at the pixelated Zoom boxes on my computer screen as I listened to one of my professors lead a fascinating discussion about the dangers of essentialism, the act of categorizing people and things in static and limiting ways. It was an intense 80 minutes that left my head spinning. As he wrapped up the discussion, he said, "Religious studies makes the unfamiliar familiar and the familiar unfamiliar." I scrawled this at the top of my notebook, memorialized in blue ink, for the next 4 years. While this was the description of a discipline I would come to know and love, it also underlines an essential part of an F&M education, how our classmates, professors, and mentors have encouraged us to not only exist in, but embrace the dynamic and changing world around us. To make the unfamiliar familiar is something we have done from the moment we became F&M students. We arrived here 4 years ago to an unfamiliar college campus made even more distant and strange by masks and plexiglass dividers. As restrictions eased, we began seeing each other's smiles and sharing friendly waves. Each semester, we have stared at syllabi full of unknown topics and terms, learning and learning until they become familiar. We have witnessed unfamiliar faces turn into our most trusted confidants, and the most daunting responsibilities become manageable. We've become familiar fixtures on this campus we now call home. But, just as importantly, we practice making the familiar unfamiliar. We had the opportunity, emerging from a global pandemic, to not just return to a pre-2020 status quo, but to feel the freshness of being face-to-face, learning, and together again. We have doubted and second-guessed ourselves. We have redefined and reinvented ourselves. We changed majors and minors, hobbies, and postgraduate goals. We have shed old habits and comforts, growing into new versions of ourselves. For me, one of the ways that I have turned the familiar unfamiliar has been to walk backwards, leading tours for the admissions office, traversing a familiar landscape completely turned around. I have realized, after some trips and stumbles, that this requires a certain intention and awareness, a re-engagement with paths and places through which I would normally move, only half conscious, focused on getting somewhere. So engagement, consistent and continuous engagement with the world around us, that is what is the heart of those cramped blue words written in my notebook all those years ago. By learning to lean into the unfamiliar, we prepare ourselves to not be discouraged or undone by obstacles, but instead to see them as openings, as opportunities to be changed. Class of 2024, these past 4 years have been a whirlwind of unfamiliar and familiar, and we are about to step into a new world of uncertainty. But we have proven to be adept at finding comfort in the unknown and the in-betweens. Indeed, we have thrived in them. So, as we graduate today, we enter our next phase as true diplomats. We must be ready and excited to not only find the familiar, but more importantly, much more importantly, to challenge it, to make it unfamiliar, to poke at its edges, check its crumbling foundations, and open its locked doors. To be engaged with the world in this way is to be a lifelong learner, and it is to take agency in the process of becoming, to be agile and flexible, compassionate and honest. I'm so proud of all that we have become. Here is to making the familiar unfamiliar, and to becoming and becoming and becoming again. Thank you.
Congratulations, Roxy. It's really bad. At this time, I have the honor to present the candidates for degrees from Franklin and Marshall College. candidates have met the requirements of the college and are recommended by the faculty as qualified to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts. I invite President Altmann to proceed forward to present degrees to each candidate. While the college house dons announce each candidate individually in alphabetical order by college house. The candidates in attendance today will be recognized first, followed by those who are not present. Guests, we welcome your cooperation in maintaining a respectful environment of celebration for the announcement of each graduate's name. Will Roschel College House Don, Jorge Mena Ali, and Roschel College House Dean, Courtney Jordan Cox, please come forward with the candidates from Roschel College House.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to present to you the graduates from Roschel College House. Michelle Marie Abbott. Katrina Elizabeth Abramenko. Lauren Rochelle Arnold, magna cum laude. Angela Azar, summa cum laude. Abdullah Razak Ba. Ritoja Banerjee, magna cum laude. Spencer Burson, magna cum laude. Mackay Ray Bryan. Andrew Franklin Butera. Jose Luis Caraballo Jr., cum laude. Alex D. Carter. Taylor Dior Carter, cum laude. Ho Yon Chen. Nathaniel Maurice Casley, Jr. Olivia Pauline Daylin, magna cum laude. Mariama Diawara. Giovanni Leonel Diaz. Clarice Dolligan, summa cum laude. Caitlin Louise Escott. Alba Roselia Espinosa Peguero. Teresa R. Galvin, magna cum laude. Kevin Garcia. Micheala Anna Gaydon. Joshua Ethan Geller. Nicole DeJean Gilliland, magna cum laude. Trey Peter Glass. Harrison Greenwald, magna cum laude. Pedro Miguel Guerreiro Pereira Norte, magna cum laude. Yasmin Hernandez, magna cum laude. Arden Brooke Hitchcock, summa cum laude. Jacob Hoffman. Jonathan Izzo, magna cum laude. Iman Jaikishan. Alfonso C. No. Antoinette Lanuz, magna cum laude. Jared D. Levine. Jiacheng Li. Delaney Joy Liston, cum laude. Huaisheng Liu, summa cum laude. Evan D. Madden, cum laude. Christopher Jordan Martinez. Claire Marie Masterson, cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Macklem. Brittany Shannon McClarty. Dante Medler. Julia Michelle. Jacob Will Miller. Isabel C. Morrison, magna cum laude. Zedekiah Tane Morrison. Wolf Nash. Corey Neves. Yasmin Nicholas, summa cum laude. Kevin Joseph O'Connor. Sean Michael O'Connor. Aria Mundar Ogle, summa cum laude. Andrew Lawrence Pascal. Ashley Peavy, cum laude. Anastasia Benson Petrowski, cum laude. Catherine Posner, cum laude. Kayla K. Reed. Alana Marie Riley, summa cum laude. Kirin Sawasdikoso. Mary Louise Schutt, magna cum laude. Andre K. Scott, Jr. Ethan Senatore. Nish S. Siwani. Sadie B. Sharfstein. Xin Shen, magna cum laude. Nimai Shukla. Lauren Elizabeth Simpson. Maggie Justed, magna cum laude. Rohale K. Spear, magna cum laude. Zoe Strachan, cum laude. Apurva Shubeidi, magna cum laude. Lu Rongsun, magna cum laude. Jessica D. Tanchon, magna cum laude. Brianna Thomas. Julian Thomas. Aurora Katarina Tascala, cum laude. Jessica C. Yarovsky, magna cum laude. Jada Marie West. Kalani Lillian Wilson. Tian Tian Xue. Emma P. Yausi. We also want to acknowledge the students that could not join us. Elise Nicole Ware. Paige C. Byerly, summa cum laude. Joshua Alan Dradler, magna cum laude. On behalf of myself and Roschel College House Dean Courtney Jordan Cox, please join me in congratulating the graduates from Roschel College House.
Please welcome the graduates from Brooks College House. Kezia Natalia Almonte. Bryson Jordan Anderson. Vishnu Autar. Jasmine K. Barker. Alethea Batchelder. Abigail Rose Bjorkland. Victoria Marie Blankovich, magna cum laude. Ellie Arena Borghi, magna cum laude. Sierra Sobre Brophy, magna cum laude. David Paul Broughton, cum laude. Isaiah Hamilton Brown, cum laude. Foster Daniel Bryant. Emerson Ann Buffalo, summa cum laude. Cecily Jeanette Buffkin, magna cum laude. Vincent J. Burke, cum laude. Julianne Cotton, magna cum laude. Han Cheng Chang. Catherine Helen Chesterman. Caitlin E. Clark, magna cum laude. Sean Alden Conley. Samantha Giselle Correa. Leona Dedushi. Hatsuki W. DeVoe. Colin M. Donnelly. Julia Alexandra Dorff, summa cum laude. Tatum Dale Evans, magna cum laude. Fang Yishi, summa cum laude. Cassidy Ann Farley, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Feit. Caroline Tepper Finley, summa cum laude. Sarah Flores. Luke Isaac Friedman. Lucas Friedman, cum laude. Justin Gerhardt. Jihan Guo, magna cum laude. Jordan Simone Haygood. I'm sorry. Julia Hannigan, summa cum laude. Wesley Hauser. Hunter D. Hawkinsmith, cum laude. Lauren Holiday, cum laude. Melon Christial Holland, cum laude. Julia Ann Homer, summa cum laude. Colin R. Houston, Jr. Jiaqi Jin, magna cum laude. Kyle Jones. Aviva Katz, summa cum laude. Isaac Emerson Kelly. Cole M. Kelton, cum laude. Carolyn E. Kleiss, magna cum laude. Addison R. Kovatz Bernat, magna cum laude. Simon Lopick. Colette Christiana Lefer. Li Shin Li, summa cum laude. Chi Shong Li, cum laude. Liu Hua, cum laude. Ryan Thomas MacArthur. Jennifer M. McNiff, cum laude. Hector Malicio Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Connor Pierce Minkowitz. Philip Dimitrios Monos. Alyssa Moran. Isaac Michael Murphy. Tyler Charles O'Boyle. Thomas D. Papa, cum laude. Mary Grace Paulson, magna cum laude. Alexander L. Pfeiffer, cum laude. Cameron A. Prunier, cum laude. Alexander E. Rangel. Arthwin Richards, Jr. Carolina M. Riley. Paula Esther Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Yorgelis Rujano, cum laude. Kyle P. Russell. Alexandra Morgan Saul, cum laude. Paige E. Souther, summa cum laude. Carissa E. Schwab, magna cum laude. Dominic B. Sculti, cum laude. Olha Shapovalenko, magna cum laude. Kayla L. Siana. Sofia Maria Silva de Almeida e Souza Neto. Hannah Ruth Steinhauer, summa cum laude. William Christopher Ryu Todebush. Evan Michael Varga. Angeli Vasquez Guzman. Talia Jade Huang Vincent. Madeline E. Yeinst, summa cum laude. Jiayu Zhang. Karen Zhang. He Zhou cum laude. These are the graduates who are not able to be here today. Helen Adams, John Patrick Ford, Matthew James Grohl, Donghan Jin, cum laude, Darby Lee Klopp, Maximino Luciano Mendez III, Yodi Lizette Pineda, Sky Mackenzie Victor, Hanlin Wong, Kawai Shiyang. On behalf of myself and Brooks College House Dean Jacqueline Klinger, please congratulate the graduates from Brooks College House.
I am Robert Walter, Interim Weis College House Don. I am privileged to announce these graduates from Weis College House. Luis Felipe Altamirano, Jr. Julian Stephen Amoko. Catherine Curran Anderson. Brooke Ryan Auerbach. Audrey Renee Beach. Janiso Jean Berrios. Bija Mew. Oleander Babiak, cum laude. Madison Lee Bray, cum laude. Emma Louise Campbell, summa cum laude. Thomas Angelo Carney, magna cum laude. Anthony Vincent Casale, magna cum laude. Catherine Reed Costin. Abigail Elizabeth Crawford, summa cum laude. Nayeli Cruz. Catherine Caroline Mary DeLong, cum laude. Emanuela Derival. Annalise Bell DeYoung. Elias Diaz Jr. Riley Marie Durburo, summa cum laude. Samuel Blake Eisner, cum laude. Armina Leanne Imami, cum laude. Jackson Dennis Espenshade, summa cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Farina. Melanie Reece Ficara. Mary A. Faoud, cum laude. Shoshana Michael Frank, summa cum laude. Jean-Paul Gomez. Gianna Wheaty, cum laude. Jackie Gu, magna cum laude. Noah Alexander Hall, magna cum laude. Pierce Anders Hansen, magna cum laude. Amber Elizabeth Hildebrand, cum laude. Isabel Mary Hoyne. Bernard Hui. Ian Philip Kagan. Rachel Joy Colin, magna cum laude. Dari Dimitro Andrei Kulchiski, cum laude. Helen Morgan Lehman Metcalf, cum laude. Emily Catherine Bustamante Lurch, cum laude. Emma Levy, magna cum laude. Jingxi Li, magna cum laude. Rui Li. Kylie Jo Lotney, summa cum laude. Johnny Mallory. Carice Leah Mandarosian. Noah Hunter Mass, magna cum laude. Amelia Louise McCarthy, magna cum laude. Hannah Frances McCarthy, magna cum laude. Benjamin David Moyer. Dylan James Malik. Brendan James Murphy. Emily Joyce Myers, magna cum laude. Julie Nguyen. Avery Oliva Needland. Emma Catherine Nolan. Ryan Thomas Potts, magna cum laude. Aaron Lewis Perzer, summa cum laude. David Alexander Rabinowitz. Gabriela Marie Ramos. Lucille Glenn Rath, summa cum laude. Jack Michael Rowe, cum laude. Alfie Shireen Rubiette, summa cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Reed Sign, cum laude. Chloe Elizabeth Schnur. James Francis Setlock, cum laude. Sydney Abigail Sheets, summa cum laude. Adam Robert Soper, cum laude. Trinity Alexa Sorg. Taylor Marie Staub. Ariana Nicole Suits. Jian Sun, cum laude. Daniel Adam Sertz, cum laude. Anthony Brian Tepetitla. Zachary Jacob Thayer. Nicholas Stephen Trapani. Alexander Vine. Anna Catherine Waldstein Torres, magna cum laude. Allison Caroline Waller, magna cum laude. Iceland Wallen, cum laude. Emma Wang, magna cum laude. Ibe Sally Wong, magna cum laude. Dianva Waterman Heath. Kevin Patrick Wise, magna cum laude. Jialing Wu. Wenku Shah, summa cum laude. Hao Chen Yang, cum laude. Teho Hu. Ali Rose Zaccanino. Ersin Zhang, cum laude. Not here? We want to recognize the following 7 students who could not process across the stage today. Maria Fatima Cos Oliveira, John William Sutton, Mitchell John Wagner, magna cum laude, Owen Miles Walsh, Ying Tong Yo, magna cum laude, Zhu Yan Zhu, magna cum laude, Rong Hao Tung, cum laude, Chun Yang Zhang. On behalf of myself and Don Dorothy Merritz and Dean Melissa Geis, please congratulate the graduates from Weis College House. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Justin Hopkins, class of 2006. Please welcome the graduates from Ware College House. Genesis E. Familia. Munahil Sultana, magna cum laude. Faisal Abuta, magna cum laude. Oyinkansola O Afolabi. Jack Carey Ahern. Serena L. Almy, cum laude. Justina Amacor. Yael Asofsky, cum laude. Lachlan Barber, cum laude. Cavante A. Beard. Sarah C. Boyer, cum laude. Iris Brahimlari, cum laude. Jillian Brennan. Olivia G. Brick, magna cum laude. Charlotte E. Brown. Mark G. Bruger, magna cum laude. Joseph M. Book III. The second, excuse me. Samantha Luca Burns, cum laude. Sophie L. Carroll. Patrick E. Satina, cum laude. Mujia Chen. Zhou Wei Chi, magna cum laude. John Anthony Crawford III. Logan M. Dallas, cum laude. Cole J. Davis. Faith S. Dimantova, magna cum laude. Johan O. Eshoda. Catherine N. Fanelli, summa cum laude. Thomas R. Forneris. Noah S. Fox, summa cum laude. Stephanie Franks. Aiden Freeman. Thesa Bell Friedman, summa cum laude. Grace Frigerio. James S. Fuhr, cum laude. Sean Wade Gifford. Nolan R. Geis, magna cum laude. Ashley M. Gonzalez. Kelly Nicolette Gorel. Jalen Z. Green, cum laude. Joshua T. Greil, cum laude. Carly Beth Grossman, summa cum laude. Mia Guertzman, magna cum laude. Owen Denning Heaney. Quinn Hoang, cum laude. Matthew Coy Hopkins. Morgan Hoven. Jacob Howe. Janjia Hu. Emil Jacobs. Stephen Charles Janishek. Migalan Jivananda. Ryan A. Cantor, magna cum laude. Megan Grace Carrot. Callianne Keene. Benjamin Catran, magna cum laude. Grant Kremsky. Ethan S. Kwan. Monique Elizabeth Landell. Sydney Ray Levins. Nicholas P. Lin. Xuanyi Lin. Zhuning Liu, magna cum laude. Zuxin Liu, magna cum laude. Selena Kayla London. Christopher J. Magliocco. Lucas A. McHugh, cum laude. Elena M. McNulty. Terrence Hudson Jack McNulty. Delaney Mercado, cum laude. Anthony Nicholas Michi. Eliana Y. Moss, magna cum laude. Kaylee Stephanie Motino Chirinos. Ryan Mulehi. Boying Nhu, summa cum laude. Crystal Af Ologwe. Elia Holland Osofsky, summa cum laude. Taylor A. Owens, magna cum laude. Joshua Dylan Palace. Hasit Patel, magna cum laude. McKenna K. Penule. Nicholas C. Pine, magna cum laude. Abimael Ramos. Yuqing Ren, magna cum laude. Emma D. Riggs, summa cum laude. Julia S. Renato, magna cum laude. George L. Riosoco IV. Kim Rosario. Hope Schreiber, summa cum laude. Theodore Schroeder, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Converse Schultz, magna cum laude. Chloe Cease, summa cum laude. Catherine P. Searby. Charles P. Sears. Harrison R. Shapiro. Maggie C. Shaw. Brooklyn Shanae Smith-Jones. Owen Day Sobel. Ricardo D. Sobrevinas. Haugia Son, magna cum laude. Molly Christine Stapleton, summa cum laude. Rachel Unbial Strauss, magna cum laude. Catherine E. Studi. Catherine Rose Tandler, cum laude. Sheila Muntemba Taylor. Abigail Toner Tobin. Gavin R. Vogel. Kiara S. Ware. Alexis Kate Weaver, summa cum laude. Tori J. Wetzelberg, magna cum laude. Brandon Whitbrod. Tracy Yang Yu Chi. Jie Yu, magna cum laude. And Rongki Yu. W. Ware would also like to congratulate those Wareans who cannot be present. Haley Elizabeth Bidwell. Jack G. Gilroy. Rachel Lee, cum laude. Milan Musodnia, cum laude. Nicole M. Rudy, cum laude. Christian E. Sullivan. Jing Wee Sun, cum laude. Jor Wang, magna cum laude. Shin Ru Yu, cum laude. Zhui Zhu, magna cum laude. Zhao Yao Zhu, summa cum laude. On behalf of myself and the Ware College House Dean Shuai Shao, please congratulate the graduates from Ware College House.
Promise we are almost there. I am Christine Phillips-Piro, and I am the College House Don for Bond Check College House. Please help me in welcoming our Bond Check College House grads for 2024. Mary Brianne Adams. Summa cum laude. Talia Kane Altmann, summa cum laude. Patricia Anika, cum laude. Dana Catalina Arias Quiones, magna cum laude. Nicole Annette Beckles, cum laude. Sean Bennett Blackman. Catalina Mariana Bernabe Correa, cum laude. Tung Fei Bi. Joseph Matthew Brennan. Deja Danae Broadway. China and Campbell. Genesis Aaliyah Campbell. Grace Selly, summa cum laude. Reece Chang, cum laude. Xingyu An Chen, magna cum laude. Dalton Church, cum laude. Luke Dauberman, magna cum laude. Megan DeRoche, magna cum laude. Gali Di Giulio, summa cum laude. Fatma El Rafai. Luisa Maria Esposito, cum laude. Valerie Nicole Feberg, magna cum laude. Brendan Terrence Flynn. Chinyere Olivia Fofana. Allison Rose Francis, summa cum laude. Jada Trene Odessa Freeman. Lily Christine Gallagher, magna cum laude. Sage Michael Garrido. Abigail Parsons Glickman, cum laude. Matthew Robert Gluck. Ariela Eleni Gonzalez. Zachary Jason Green, magna cum laude. Hong Yuan Guo, magna cum laude. Hu Anjo, summa cum laude. Pamela Antonia Hernandez. Brianna Herrera, cum laude. Xin Yi Huang. Eric Huang Vincent, magna cum laude. Hannah Adrizi, cum laude. Alessandra Eufemia Italiano, cum laude. Nicholas Matthew Johnston, cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Malam Jocelyn, summa cum laude. Megan Grace Catchis, cum laude. Peter Murphy Kawakami. Olya Kurtenko. Jaden Laco, cum laude. Andrew Lara. Victoria Marie Laspina. Catherine Elizabeth Lautenbach, cum laude. Jennifer Suzanne Lee, magna cum laude. Lee Rinku. Zi Hong Lee. Jaya Jun Stephen Lin. Amy Liu, cum laude. Lu Chiayi. Meredith Annette Mangum, summa cum laude. Yo Ya Mao. Kate Anna McBride, cum laude. Thomas Edward McLaughlin, cum laude. Nikki Moore, magna cum laude. James Cornelius Maroney. Jacob Ross Nadelman. Blake Matthew Newcomer. Ni Lua Chun, cum laude. Sarah Eileen Neisel, summa cum laude. Omar Nichols. Nita Sanyu Namale Filomena Encerico. Arleth Adriana Olivas. Samuel Osa Rodriguez, summa cum laude. Matthew Amato Palmieri. Micheala Hannah Patalano, magna cum laude. Hope Blaney Petralia, cum laude. Caroline Elizabeth Ann Phillips, cum laude. Yakira Pinillos Linares. Chen Chen Chin. Destiny Kuo. Rasua Rajahar Leansu Niavo Finaritra Krinosha. Maximiliano Sandino Escobar Raleigh, cum laude. Charles Landon Reisner, magna cum laude. Marisol Rivera Esquivias, cum laude. Chen Ruan, cum laude. Rachel Ann Rubens, cum laude. Olivia Morgan Schmid, cum laude. Jason Lewis Schulman. Zirusha, summa cum laude. Brianna Skidmore. Hey, Brianna. Ryan Squires, summa cum laude. Caitlin Shea Stoffer, cum laude. Xander Arden Stone. Letien Tan. Micheala Elizabeth Timmermans, cum laude. Michael Cota Torres. Rosalie Grace Turner, magna cum laude. Marco Antonio Urbina Perdomo. Fabiola Alexandra Villanueva. Lily Ann Vining, summa cum laude. Dante Kyle Daniel Wilson. Ichiye, cum laude. Harry Armand Zosongo. We would also like to recognize the bond checkers that couldn't be here today. Gabriella Anthony Kemp, Fung Chuan Yu, Benjamin Stewart Davis, Shaquel Nasir Hall, cum laude, Brian Michael Larkin, Jayini, Antonio Patino, and Nicholas Rios III, cum laude. On behalf of myself and the Bonchek College House Dean, Beth Proffitt, please join me in congratulating the Bonchek students.
Okay, we're almost there. May I ask all candidates for the degree of the Bachelor of Arts, please rise if you are able. Class of 24, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and upon recommendation of the Franklin and Marshall College faculty, I confer upon you all the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. You may now turn your tassel from the right to the left. Well done, well done. Now we have a couple of other formalities to observe before we are finished. If you are not yet standing, may I ask all members of the faculty, the administration, and the trustees to rise? Now may I ask all siblings, extended family members to rise? May I ask all friends to rise? And I invite everyone watching online to rise. Graduates, I invite you to look around at the individuals who are standing with you and for you. Look at those who have supported and encouraged you through all of your endeavors, then, now, and beyond. Please share your gratitude with your family and friends. All right, we will now sing the Alma Mater, and I invite Reece Chang and Micheala Patalano to come to the podium. Reece and Micheala will conduct. Please stand for the Alma Mater.
Thy tower and bell with song ask you all to be seated, please, as we begin for the processional. Graduates, your tassel, when you moved from right to left, serves as a symbol of your achievement at F&M and marks your status as an F&M graduate. Its placement on the left side now, over your heart, is a gentle reminder to remember F&M and wear your regalia today with pride and be a proud graduate of this institution. I would like to thank our musicians, recognition for Brian Norcross, Senior Director of Instrumental Music and Conducting Studies, and Senior Teaching Professor, and the Commencement Wind Ensemble. Thank you. Thank you to Reece and Micheala for that wonderful, stirring rendition of our Alma Mater as well. And here's how we're going to close. We're going to close with an academic recessional. You had a processional coming in, now we'll do the recessional. It will mirror how you began the program. Guests, families, friends, we kindly request that you stay seated during the recessional. Graduates, you will follow the student marshals as they direct you to begin forming the academic honor line. By forming 2 academic honor lines, you create a pathway for our faculty, our trustees, our administration, and our honorees to walk through as they formed a line to appreciate you as you arrived. The gesture serves as a token of your gratitude and appreciation and respect for the dedication of the academic community at F&M. The completion of the Franklin and Marshall College's 237th commencement ceremony will be marked by the tolling of the Old Main Bell following the academic honor line recessional. I now invite honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker Jason Cohn to join me in beginning today's recessional. Thank you all.